Hey everyone, it's Nick from Nick's Crossing. Welcome to the layout update number 2. Yes, we have a previous layout update out for this layout, and I can put that in the description of this video just in case you guys missed it. Not a big deal, it's on YouTube forever, so if you guys would like to check that, it's in the description of this video. Since that update, there's been so much going on up here with running trains, experimenting with different lighting techniques, plugging up new accessories. It's been a mess up here, and without mess, there's no progress. So what can I say? Without further ado, let's get into this layout update number 2. What do you know, that rhymed. So guys, since that first layout update, I actually had a couple problems to solve. Problem number 1, where's my town going? What area of the layout is going to be dedicated to my town, my industry, the populace, all that stuff. And we figured it out thanks to Nikki and some of my other railroad friends on YouTube. And we placed the town to the left of me, which you guys will see in just a moment. Since layout update number 1, we've had our station wired up. I'm calling it Central Station because it's literally in the middle of the layout. We had the freight shed wired up. We had a couple other accessories here and there with some lights. But now we have the entire town lit up with the street lamps, which I'll show you guys my secret on those street lamps. And I've got some other accessories, which has been a goal with this layout to wire up as many automatic accessories, you could call them, like, signals, and also, banjo signals like this right here. A very traditional, Lionel accessory, and we're going to make this work as well. On top of that, I have many static accessories, such as these little trackside buildings that were given to me by a viewer and friend of the channel. And I painted these up. David from DB Tech gave these to me. And I did some weathering. You can see on the door right here, got some rust there. But, typically these buildings are painted silver, like trackside buildings for, I'm sure, like relays, circuits, and communication lines. So we'll have those all over the layout as well. We also have our freight yard mostly set up, which we'll show you guys. And in the back, I now have my rock cut that I've been telling you guys about. I was saying, I would like a rock cut to remind me of Jim Thorpe, Reading Blue Mountain and Northern Railway. And yes, the rock cut is completed. So we got lots to get into here. I'm going to spin you guys around. All right, guys, so here's the old electrical box that I had hooked up to the old layout. And it's kind of weird. You can see this LED going in and out right there. It's, steadily lit. It's just the camera messing with the LED refresh rate. But as you can see, it's the old box. I still have the doorbell switches here. The only one that works right now is the ice for the icing station to your left, which we'll see in a few moments here. I also labeled out my wires. So this is the master power. This comes off of the MRC dual that's under here, wired up to the accessory for 14 volts for the accessories on the layout, and also my town lights. And it pulls a ton of amperage, so we should be good. I hope so. So we have the master switch. So once we have that on, our light will turn on. Then we get into our ACC accessory, which you guys can see right there, and then town. Now accessory turns on, as of right now, the icing station. There we go. And it's activated with the doorbell switch. Then next we have town. If I flip that up, that turns on all of the layout lights, and I have the accessories and the lights wired up separately, so you don't see the lights blink when you activate certain things like the icing station. This billboard eventually will be wired up in a different place, so that will also make your town lights blink. And what else? Also, that little newsstand right there, I got to wire up the horn for that. And, the accessories are also hooked up to the new signal bridge systems we have hooked up here with the 153 IRs from Lionel. Got one there, and one in this corner there. It's a single bridge, which just came in yesterday. I'm so excited that this is all working properly. We can zoom in on there. Love these things. All right, guys, so next we're going to get into all my switching. I grouped the yard, so you can see it says FR1, FR2, FR3, and that is for my freight yard right here. So if I hit FR1, this switch will move. FR2, that switch will move. And FR3. So this is fully operational. These switches run flawlessly. I love these switches compared to the old tube switches I had. So if we go over here, I actually have all of these labeled. I have MC for main central. I have MS, main south. STA is station. FRT is freight. And ICE is ICE. So what those go to, you can see we'll hit MC, main central. It's the switch right here. Look at that, nice and easy. MS is actually main south, right over there. Oh, my engine's actually on the switch right now, but that would have activated that. We have station, which is actually this little spur right here, hooks up to the little freight spur I put in. And then we have FRT, which is also my train's on that switch back there, hooks up to the line next to the freight shed. And then ICE is actually a mainline switch that gets you to the spur that's up to the icing station right here. And guys, with this box, I actually put all of the switch wire in this conduit tubing to kind of organize. Here's the other one right here. Kind of organize my switches so I don't have wires going everywhere. Here's another tube. You can see it kind of goes underneath the layout, so I don't have a spaghetti mess under there. It looks pretty clean. Also, I'd like to mention that I am going to repaint this desk in Lionel colors. Probably the top an orange color so I can see things, so things aren't hiding in that dark blue, and then make the rest of this desk a dark blue color. I think it'd be so cool. So we're going to go from right to left of what's been wired up, or things that are wired up, just in case you guys have missed it in the past. So all the way to the right, we actually have the Lionel water tower. That should be bubbling soon. It's got to warm up. It's a little chilly up here, and I love it. It feels great. Got my old Marks station or freight yard light back there. And also we have our welder. He is back to work. Kind of see the strobing effect right. Oh yeah, there you go. Right there. All right, so next we have the Sinclair in the back. Not 100% sold on that location, but it still also has to be countersunk into the foam so you don't see that plastic lip on there. It looks like a sidewalk. So this is going to be the industry side. They needed a gas station, so I gave them the Sinclair. And I would also like to get some, maybe like a dinosaur to put on top for the Sinclair station, just like they had in the old days. Come down here, it's my little, little switch house. Got a guy walking up there next to Buzz. And Buzz Lightyear will be inside the Sinclair as a kind of a head nod to, Dinoco from all those awesome Pixar movies that I grew up with. We go further left, we have signal bridge that is wired up. You can see it's green right now. It should be green unless the train's going through. And you guys might ask, Nick, why did you put them up on risers like that? Why did you do this rock formation? And that is so I can run my engines with pantographs up. So when these pantographs are up, look how much space that takes up in clearance. That's like 3 inches of just pantograph. And the thing is, there's just a little clip that holds these down, and sometimes these will spring up and it can take out accessories. And next we have the rock cut that I zoomed in for you guys. And this is actually hand cut using a hot knife, which I made from a hanger, which you guys can see here. I used the top of an old hanger and then actually used a tap and die set and made my own threads so the hanger could actually fit inside of a soldering iron, which then I used to hot knife this mountain, which you guys can see right here. And it gives a really nice and smooth effect. This is all layered foam and kind of gives like a rock effect on there. Now this will all be dressed up with scenery, green fuzzy stuff, expensive green fuzzy stuff from Woodland Scenic, and also a hobo camp on top. I also gave them a new fire, so you can see that it's kind of flickering in there. Alright guys, so here's the town. Starting from right to left, we got the freight shed all wired up, Pennsylvania freight shed with the street lamps next to it. Got the Rail King drug store, Rail King hardware store. In between that we have the Kitty City Toys, the department store that I still need to put like a diorama in there. and the infamous golf station, which you guys love. It's a fan favorite of the channel. Now in the center of town, I actually wired up a red, white, and blue LED system for this American flag. And here's a better picture of it. But guys, this is a beautiful piece, and I think those LEDs really, help the accessory almost like an upgrade. All right, guys, I forgot to mention before, all of my street lamps, these are actually Plasticville lamps that are non-illuminated lamps. And what I did is actually drilled a very small hole inside of this globe right here. Ran an EVA model LED, followed the wire down the pole, zip tied it at the bottom with a green zip tie, and then I painted the wires so you don't see the red or black. And now I have a bunch of illuminated street lamps from the 1950s, and these are great. If you ever find them, they're usually pretty cheap. And EVA model LEDs go for about $10 a pack. I think they sell you like 15 or 20 of them. Definitely a good deal. And they do have different size LEDs. These are the smaller ones. All right, guys, so I do have a couple of future thoughts with this layout. First off, my town needs a restaurant. It needs like a diner or some type of cafe. So I'm looking to something like maybe 1940s looking, 1950s. So a diner would fit in perfectly in this railroad. I think it would look so cool right there in town. Maybe a smoking diner. There's a couple of Lionel models that do smoke. Next, my industrial area needs more buildings. So I am looking into Menards buildings, possibly getting either the brewery, the J. Shepherd, dog food. What's the other one in there? The silo. I love that silo with the American flag. That would look so good on this layout. I would just need a place to put it. And also there is one of the factory buildings that you can actually interchange the signs at. You can make it either like FedEx or C&O Railroad, Pennsylvania. There's a couple others that they give you. Right in this area in here will actually become a pond. And that's part of the icing station. I would love to have a pond in here, maybe a boat, some people fishing. I did a lot of fishing growing up, so maybe I'll do a boat tribute to my father and I out in the middle of the ice pond fishing. I think it would be so cool. But that would go right here with that realistic water. And on top of building that pond, I have accessories like this on my layout that need a good home, and they need wires to illuminate them. This is actually the Cherry Hill Station from Strasburg. It says the population 17 more or less. If you go to this little hut, it's right next to the Cherry Hill Adventure Farm or Cherry Crest Adventure Farm. You'll see this exact structure with the same exact advertising. So I've got a lot of work to do on this layout, as you guys can see. And I'm not leaving it white. It's going to be all, like I said, that expensive green fuzzy stuff that we all love to, sit there and do like this with and put down a whole lot of school glue. But guys, this review is not over yet until you ride behind the GP9s over there. I've got two Florida East Coast GP9s. One's powered, one's non-powered, with some MTH coaches that look absolutely beautiful on this layout. And you guys are going to ride behind via Osmo action, so hang on tight, all aboard. right, everyone, that's going to conclude this layout update number 2. Hopefully you guys had a great time up here seeing all of the new ideas and accessories all lit up and ready to go. It's been so exciting to see this layout come together piece by piece every day. You know, some nights up here until, 2 in the morning working on some things that are quiet, like wiring and all that fun stuff. I'm sure if you guys are into the hobby, you've been there at some point or another with a layout or just setting up trains. Time flies when you're having fun. But anyways, guys, hopefully you had a great time. And if you're new to the channel, always consider subscribing. Make sure to hit that bell for all so you don't miss railfan content, reviews, and videos just like this. I want to thank you all for joining me. Until next time, happy railroading. See ya.